Hey there, fat bikers. As we all know, those who try winter fat biking absolutely love it. Getting out in search of trails like the one behind me, breathing in the cool, crisp air, and then sooner or later, you start looking for gear that'll help you stay out longer. And that's where proper winter cycling footwear comes into play. We have some folks who will take their summer footwear, layer on a few extra socks, just try to get a few extra months out of it. We have others who will dig into the back of the closet and find what footwear are in there. And then we have those who will buy dedicated footwear for winter cycling. Today I'm checking out the Quilo FLT X4 winter cycling boots by Blivet Sports. Blivet is a Canadian company that's been refining and perfecting winter cycling gear for quite a few years. In 2018, the folks at Blivet Sports noticed a gap in the marketplace for those cyclists who cycle in the winter. So they went about designing a boot that was lightweight, comfortable, warm, performance-oriented, and stylish. And they called it the Quilo. And here they are. After 7, 8 seasons of riding, this is what they look like. Now, you may say that they look in a little rough shape, but you don't know what these have been through. Now, for the first couple of years, I used these exclusively in snow. Then started to creep out into the shoulder seasons. But the last number of years, I've been using these in the fall, winter, and spring. They've been exposed to water, mud, slush, snow, you name it. These have been exposed to it. And they still perform. Now let's take a look at their most recent version of the Quilo boot. And this is it. I think it's the 4th generation of the Quilo. That is generation 1. I think this might be generation 4. Well, it's the, I guess, 2025-26 version of the Quilo. It's called the Quilo FLT X4. I guess that stands for flat. This boot was completely redesigned. Blivet wanted to increase the thermal protection, increase, the warmth without compromising the weight, styling, or performance of the boot. Now, before I jump into and show you the boot, I want to talk a little bit about sizing. Now, I'm a solid 43. If it's a European style and any boot, shoe, whatever I have, a 43 fits my foot. Now, what I found with this particular boot is a 43 was, let's call it a snug 43. Now, I wear 2 pairs of socks, a light pair and a warmer pair in all of my boots, whether it's in those generation 1s or any other, winter boot that I wear. And wearing those socks, I found, like I said, found it a little snug. So what I did is I opted for a 44. Now that size offers a little bit more room in the boot for my foot, which I like. And in my winter boots, I really do like them being a little bit looser rather than a little bit on the snug side. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this new X4 is the 3rd, or is it the 4th generation of Quilo. But it has been totally redesigned. If you look at the initial Gen 1, and let's call this the Gen 4 for argument's sake, it's a totally different looking boot, but it still looks like a Blivet boot. For insulation, it actually contains 400 grams of Thinsulate, which is I think double the amount of previous models. In addition to that, there's a membrane on the inside of the boot called Thurex, and that provides, waterproofness as well as breathability. The first generation Quilo had Vibram soles, and this X4 has them as well. But the big difference is that this one is made for flat pedals. The Vibram sole is actually XS Trek, which says that it's an optimal balance of traction and durability, responsive on unpredictable terrain, and engineered for stability and comfort. Further details on the boot include a 360-degree wraparound rubber band. We've got, now this is a feature that I really like, an extra wide toe box. I think it's like quadruple E width. It gives you lots of room to wiggle your toes. We've got a dual lacing system. Let me just pull this out. Okay, well, across the top we have this strap to cinch it all down. But we have a dual lacing system here where this toggle looks after these laces down here. So you put on the boot, snug that up, and then you snug this one up, which will take care of these laces here, and the ends tuck up under the tongue. And then you just put the strap in through there, snug the boot, and you're ready to ride. We also have a gator loop right there. We have reflective material right there and up here. And we have two loops to help you get the boot on and off. And this is what they look like inside. And with EU sizes from 37 to 48, they have boots to fit most people. And the size 44 weigh in at 1,314 grams. Now let's lace these up and head out to the trails. After putting over 200 kilometers on these Blivet Quilo FLT X4 boots, in everything from, I guess, mild winter temperatures to the kind of cold that would almost make you rethink your outside activities, I've come to appreciate what these boots actually brought to my ride. The dual lacing system pulled everything snug into my foot, while the upper strap kept everything in place. And the one big thing that surprised me was the actual lightness of this boot. I didn't get the winter boot clunkiness and the feeling that I was dragging around a pair of boat anchors. On the pedals, these kilos provided a level of stability I wasn't really expecting. These, I guess, super stiff and solid Vibram soles provided a very stable pedaling platform. And combined with pin pedals, I didn't find any slippage or skating on the pedals. Even when I hooked the toe of the boot under the pedal, to reposition it, I haven't noticed any deep scratches or gouging in the same way that the pedals have done to other boots that I've ridden in the past. Off the bike, I found these boots perfectly fine for hike-a-bikes or short walks. Now, given that they do have a stiff sole, my feet didn't complain when I was pushing the bike, wandering about in the woods, or going on an impromptu walk around the block with my wife. Now, given their non-aggressive tread pattern, I was a little cautious when walking on ice. These are definitely not crampons, but I guess you can say the same thing for all non-aggressive winter boots. Where these boots really won me over was with their temperature and moisture control. Now, with other winter boots I've ridden in the past, my feet have either gotten wet and then got cold, or got cold and felt wet. Now, if that's ever happened to you, you know what I'm talking about. But these boots changed that for me. There's plenty of room in the toe box here to wiggle your toes, which I find is very important. And my feet were always in, like, let's say the Goldilocks zone of temperature. Not too hot and not too cold. And they never felt damp or wet. And this is in everything from, say, mild winter temperatures to, I think, the coldest I went out was like in a minus 22 degrees Celsius. And my feet felt great. Based on my time with these boots, the Blivet Quilo FLT X4s, I found that they struck a good balance between being warm but not overheating, being comfortable while not being restrictive, and being supportive while not being bulky. These boots are a really solid option for those folks who want to continue riding when the winter really settles in. Thanks for watching my video, and I look forward to seeing you in my next one.